Hello, dear friends. Getting ready to run some errands, and I just have something on my heart. I know of a few people that have shared with me, maybe some more, maybe some less, about pain from their past. And that right there, I tell you, I really had to wrestle with the Lord about that. I had so much pain in my past, too. So much hurt. My very first memory was waking up and searching for my mom. And I remember opening the door of a house and it was pouring down rain like a monsoon outside. And I was screaming to the top of my lungs, "Mommy! Mommy!" And then I remember sometime later she came in with some guy she was dating. And he was holding my little sister, and he reached down to me and said, "Oh, were you scared?" And I said I had been to the post office. That's my very first memory. And, things happened to me as a child. My mom packed a little suitcase and left me and my sister at the babysitter's and never come back. My dad drank all his life, and I always felt second to his girlfriend, whoever he was dating at the time. And I got pregnant at 16 years old and had my first child. I was looking for love and acceptance in men. I did that for a majority of my life. And so many things from our past, when I came to the Lord and started walking with Him, well, the questions did arise. Lord, where were you? How could you have let those things happen to me? And I felt an urge. I felt like the Lord wanted to walk me back into my past, in my mind. He would bring up memories and things I had buried deep because I didn't want to think about them. I had forgotten about so much of it. But He brought it up to my mind, and if He brings something to your mind, please don't be afraid with the Lord. He's bringing it up for a reason. And He may want to, too, walk you back into some things that happened in your past. Bring up bad and scary memories that you've tucked away. Because there's some places in your heart that He wants to heal. And He wants to show you that He was there with you. He did see it. And He let me know that it grieved Him. He felt the very same pain that I did. Because remember, it said He bore our grief. He bore our pain. Our sorrow weighed Him down. And He daily bears our burdens going forward. But back in the past, when we feel like, where was the Lord? How could this have happened to me? He let me know because, see, most of my adult life, I blamed my parents. I was the victim. And I treated them in any way I wanted to treat them because I had a chip on my shoulder. And I felt like they owed me something. I felt like the reason my life was the way it was, or any decisions I made that were wrong, was their fault. If I'd have had somebody to love me and raise me and all these kind of things, I blamed it on them. But that's one of the things the Lord showed me when He walked me back through my past. Not all at one time. It was a little by little process. From time to time, when the memory would come up, I would realize that's something the Lord wants to heal me on, so that I can go forward in peace with it. And what He showed me was, look, Misty, I was trying to repay my parents. I wanted them to feel that pain. I wanted them to understand. Many times I've tried to explain it, and he said, you know, Misty, they will never understand. They will never understand the pain and the grief that you felt. But I do. I understand. And that caused me to have I don't know how to say it, but an intimate connection with the Lord, because He is the one that understands us through and through. He is the only one that can understand the pain and sorrow that we have experienced and went through in our life. And that's the only place our help can come from, is Him, because He's the only one that truly understands. And I want to finish up by saying this. As the Lord heals our heart and gives us peace in these areas, you know, it enables us to let go and go forward, that we might also share in the sufferings of Christ and bear others' burdens with them. So many times, y'all, my life, I tell you, if the Lord weren't teaching me how to love others as myself, laying down my life for my friends, I would be so carefree, unafflicted. But the call is now that I too must share in the burdens of others. You know? Like Paul said that time, he said, you know, daily I have the care and the burden of the churches and the people and all this stuff. Because we're living out the remainder of our days, not for ourselves, but for others, for the interest of Jesus Christ. All these other people out here that are afflicted and troubled and scared to death, going through hard times, we share in those burdens with them. Our hearts are also weighed down because of what other people are going through. And, you know, we could shut ourselves up and withhold compassion from all these other people, not care. I'd rather just not even know about it so I don't have to worry about it. But I believe that is sharing in the sufferings of Christ, because He bore all these things for us, and He calls us to go love others, care about them, be invested in their lives, share in the sufferings of Christ, all being united, one heart, one mind, one faith, fulfilling, or Him fulfilling the greatest command in us, to love others as ourselves. Oh, yeah, this most beautiful little cardinal just flew in the tree. You know, when I first started walking with the Lord, I was so little in the faith, you know, I didn't have any, and He had to work on that and grow that in me, that I would always take that birds were a sign of the Lord's presence with me. And I don't have to depend on looking for a bird anymore. As, you know, my faith has grown, I can know that the Lord's with me without seeing a little bird. But anyway, that just reminded me of that. So, you know, I wanted to share that. The Lord is the only one that understands. And I pray for y'all. I pray that the Lord come to you and meet you in a very real way. And notice if He brings up any memories from your past, don't shove them back down. Let the Lord heal them. Let Him explain to you. He will. And I pray that for you. I hope y'all have a good rest of the weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.